go.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JP, Mr. Major Man, Mr. 504 Jeezy from the Big Easy here to welcome y'all back to the show. And today, I got a very small review for y'all on this weekend's past release, probably the biggest release of the year. Nike's probably gonna dub this the new best-selling shoe of all single-day best-selling shoe of all time for themselves, and it is the Air Jordan 11 Bred playoffs, whatever you want to call it. But before I get into that, deeply want to appreciate all y'all who have been tuning into the channel, who have been subscribing, who have been sharing, who have been watching the full videos through I have been noticing all that. Thank y'all. I deeply appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Like, I truly appreciate y'all, especially the ones who've been commenting on my last video. The last video, I know it was more of a personal video for myself, and I really got to express my deep feelings on a lot of things that's been particularly going on with the culture and everything, like the viewpoints and the synopsis and all that other good stuff. But that's just really how I truly thinking back in 2014 when there was a shooting in Oakwood Mall, and like a lot of people were pressed about that, saying it was over shoes when it really wasn't over the shoes. It was an isolated incident. So I just can't stand that narrative of people always putting things into context that is over shoes. But enough about that. If you haven't watched that video, go check that out, where I give it a full in-depth review. In-depth analysis of that. And like I said, hopefully we could just keep going forward with this. It's a work in progress. We're all gonna get better, and so like the world goes. But before I get into the shoes, let me just say, hit that like button, hit that notification bell if you haven't already, if you're subscribed to the channel, and also follow me on all my social media platforms, which will be linked in the description below as always. And let's get here. We have the OG Nike Air box. If you recognize this box had many memorable shoes in there back in the day. You had anywhere from the up tempos to Air Max to Air Jordan. So this was the Nike box that all those Jordans came in back in the day. This was the box that my favorite shoe, the up tempo, actually came in back in '95. But let's go ahead and get into it. As y'all can see, this is one of my extra pairs. As you can see, is the Air Jordan 11 Retro. Style code is 378037. Color code is 061. This size is a size 8.5. Retail on this was $220, and as y'all can see right here, color is black, true red, white. Came from Foot Locker. No, this one came from Foot Action. It doesn't really matter. All of them have these same stamps on there now, since they're interconnected to each other. And as y'all can see, y'all have a quality control sticker right here on the box. All right, we got the black tissue paper, and we have the shoe. And we also have the card, which I will let y'all read when I do my in-depth analysis on this shoe. And as y'all can see, bam, the Air Jordan 11 Retro Playoffs, aka the Bred, most iconic colorway of the Air Jordan line. But for those who feel some type of way about that box, since y'all not OG boxes, I did do this for myself, as y'all can see. Had this spare box right here, just for those who feel like they wanna catch that drawer box feeling. Gotta pull this out. Mike made them shine. Tinker made them shine. You made them iconic. All right, carbon fiber paper. Yeah, bam. So this is my personal pair, the Air Jordan 11 Bred Playoffs, the real 7210, the Revenge Tour shoe, whatever you want to call it. That's what this shoe is. And I'm gonna just be all the way honest with y'all. As excited as I am for the shoe, I do have mixed feelings about it. Like, I don't know. Probably, don't get me wrong, the shoe is iconic. Don't get me wrong at all. Like, this shoe has a lot of sentiments, especially to me, given that this shoe is the shoe that Jordan won his 4th championship in. This is the shoe I also refer to as the Father's Day shoe, because this is the shoe that infamous photo of Michael Jordan when he collapsed to the ground in the locker room because he was overwhelmed with emotion, because that was the first championship that he won directly after his father's tragic passing, who was tragically murdered in '94, which a lot of people say that was that's what prompted Jordan to initially retire in the first place. And not only that, like I said, this was the first championship that Jordan had won. His father wasn't around, so that infamous photo that always surfaced of him just lying on the ground, grasping the championship and crying, like this was the shoe he was wearing. Yeah, do my own shoe. As y'all can see, the Air Jordan 11 Bred Playoffs, like I said, the most iconic colorway of the Air Jordan 11 line, the most significant game-changing Air Jordan of all time, because just based off the fact that this was the shoe that, like the most technologically advanced shoe at the time, a full-length Air, and also you had the patent leather top, which was for stability, and you had a Cadora ballistic mesh on the top of this as well. Like, for a long time, this shoe can still outperform most shoes in today's NBA for the most part. But let's get into the shoe. As y'all can see, we have a red semi-translucent bottom, which I call it red gum. Like, you can see through it, but it's not like that candy jewel gum outsole that we're accustomed to. It's kind of frosty, like the Legend Blues were. But for the most part, like I said, you can still see through it. You have the black Jumpman on there. You have a black Jumpman. You have the white and black checkerboard carbon fiber, which a lot of people just was up in arms about because of the shape of the carbon fiber. But I mean, over the course of a couple years, like, these have been changing anyway. You have black traction pads. You also have the three pods that goes right here as well. You have a white midsole. You have the black upper. You have this shiny high cut patent leather that everybody should be accustomed to now. I don't see Jordan Brand going backwards, changing it back to the low top. They're only going to use the low cut patent leather on the low top Air Jordans. That's the only time I see them doing that. You have the black Cadora now ballistic mesh as well. A lot of people say it's stiff, and I have to agree with it. It's like they put added starch to these instead of like just leaving it as is. Like, that's what create the stiffness on it. Like, they steamed it for the most part. You have the nylon cords as well, which holds the lace loops, and also you have the thick rope laces as well. You have the third spacing with the Jumpman Jordan on here. And we can open this up for y'all. As y'all can see, we got same thing, the ballistic mesh. And if you want to feel this, you could literally feel the difference between the side panels and the tongue by how this feels right here, because this is normally how the Air Jordan 11 ballistic mesh feels on the sides as well. You have peaks on here, which is one here, and also one right. Hold up, I just seen it. It's like a very small one. It's right here at the edge, right here. Y'all can see that right here. You have the red shoe trees. If y'all can see that, it has a little bit of that glitter effect in there. And not only that, you have the Jumpman on the right shoe facing the front like it's supposed to be, OG form. You have a white 23 screen printed on here. On the back, you have a polyurethane midsole, which they initially started with the Concord 11s. They started it with the Concord 11s and just kept going from then on after that. As y'all can see here, this is polyurethane. This is what provides the comfort on these shoes as well, along with the polyurethane midsole as well, because the midsole is actually softer than it normally is. You have a gray stripper board. The dates on the shoe, let me read that for y'all. The dates on this particular shoe is 04/16/19 to 7/19/19. And on the back of the tongue, you have quality inspired by the greatest player ever. Now, my personal opinion on this shoe just holds a lot of significance for me, not only because of the being the championship winning shoe, the Triple Crown shoe, because he got the MVP of that year, that league MVP, All-Star MVP, and Finals MVP. To be honest, like I said, I remember watching those games with my grandfather of that year. So, I mean, that was like very memorable times for me as well. Just me sitting there, and like I said, my grandfather was not a true Chicago Bulls fan. He liked the Jordan, but he was not a true Chicago Bulls fan. He was a Celtics fan. But and I was just so coincidentally a Lakers fan too at the same time. But I love the Bulls. That was my East. That was my team for the East. But yeah, man. Like I said, this was perhaps one of the most successful release for Nike to date, because a lot of people let that number 2 million fool them into believing that it was just going to be as easy as pie to get these shoes, and it kind of wasn't, because I still had people hitting me up trying to get pairs, which I was able to help out a good amount of people securing pairs, and also securing my own pairs on top of that. And also with the Yeezys as well releasing, like a lot of people just thought this was just gonna be one of those toss up, I'm gonna be able to get this no matter what shoes, and it really wasn't. But especially that app crashing on Friday, the app crashing, so a lot of reservations didn't get held. The people at my local champs told me straight off the top, like, people were lined up there from 6 to 7 o'clock that morning, and they let them get first come first serve on the unclaimed pairs instead of the reserve pairs. Like, they had all the unclaimed pairs got bought up before 8 o'clock. Then there was the ones that were the reserve pairs. They got those until 3 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock they let the rest of them go. The thing is, people always saying these shoes came out, didn't these shoes already come out before? I'm like, they came out in 96, 2000, 2008, 2012, and 2019. Do you not get that years are like in between these spaces? Like, the last time this shoe did come out was in 2012, which is 7 years ago, and I'm quite sure that people did have the 2008 pair, didn't get the 2012. But if you missed that 2012 release, like, this was your best chance of getting it. Like, 7 years is 7 years. Like, that is a long time. That is life. My child is 4, so I just never understood that logic. Like, if you buy white sneakers every year, you're initially doing the same thing. You're buying the same shoe over and over and over again. But I don't know, people have these complexities, and it just baffles my mind. So just like I said, I didn't want to make this too long because I'm going to give y'all an in-depth review, comparison, and everything. I just mainly wanted to get this out the way and give y'all on foot the thing that y'all been craving for me to do for the longest. So I am going to give y'all those on foot, the visuals, and I will be breaking these down comparisons to this and past Air Jordan lovers as well. So as always, I deeply appreciate y'all for tuning in. Stay true, stay fly, stay blessed. And I am JC Baby, and y'all in the showroom, and I am out. You dig?